Hello everyone. We'll be starting with algebra lesson number 3, arithmetic progression. We have already completed lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. Lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. Since you have got your new notebooks, you need to copy the sums of lesson number 1 and lesson number 2 in your new notebooks. For other subjects, you can tear the notes paper and stick it in your new notebook. But for algebra, I suggest that you practice sums of lesson number 1 and lesson number 2 again in your new notebook. We start with lesson number 3, arithmetic progression. Before going to the word arithmetic progression, we need to understand the meaning of the word sequence first. Sequence. When the numbers are arranged in a particular order, when they are arranged in a definite order, such arrangement is called a sequence. For example, natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are some examples: 4, 8, 12, 16, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and so on. 1 upon 5, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 20, 1 upon 40, so on. We have one more example over here: 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, and some more examples are written over here. So there is a particular pattern to be repeated when a sequence is written. For example, if you'll observe, 4, 8, 12, 16 are at a distance of 4 units from each other. 4 plus 4 gives you 8. 8 plus 4 gives you 12. 12 plus 4 gives you 16. You can guess the next number now. 16 plus 4 gives you 20 and so on. Similarly, in this arrangement, the same logic. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Sorry, this is not addition. If you'll observe, this is 2 into 2 gives you 4. 4 into 2 gives you 8. Let's write down over here. This is plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and next number you'll get by doing plus 4. Here the sequence 2 into 2 gives you 4. 4 into 2 gives you 8. 8 into 2 gives you 16. 16 into 2 gives you 32. And similarly, you can guess the next number, that is 32 into 2 will give you the answer 64. 64 will be the next number. And thus you can guess the other numbers in the sequence. Now let's see the third example. 1 upon 5, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 20, 1 upon 40. You need to observe the pattern over here, children. If you'll observe, 1 upon 5, if you multiply 2, you get 10. That means 1 upon 5 should be multiplied by 1 upon 2. You get answer 1 upon 10. Then 1 upon 10, again if you multiply by 1 upon 2, you get the answer 1 upon 20. 1 upon 20 again multiplied by 1 upon 2 gives you answer 1 upon 40. So now you can guess the next number. The next number will be 1 upon 80 and so on. So this is how sequences are made. These all are examples of sequence. Let's see this sequence. If you'll observe this sequence, here all the terms look same: 3, 3, 3, 3. Then how come this is a sequence? If you'll observe, we are adding 0 over here. Therefore, the next term does not change. Then again we add 0 over here. The next term remains as it is, 3. Again we add a 0 over here. The next term remains as it is, 3. So can you guess the next term now over here? The next term will be 3. Correct. Okay. So we have these all examples of sequence. Now after understanding sequence, now let us try to find out the difference between the sequences written over here. If you'll observe, the first sequence, that is 4, 8, 12 and 16. Every time you add 4, you get the next number. If you observe the second sequence, every time you multiply 2, you get the next number. If you observe the third sequence, every time you multiply half, you get the next number. If you observe the fourth sequence, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, here you are adding 3. 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10, 10 plus 3, 13, 13 plus 3, the next number will be 16. This sequence 4, 16, 64 to 56. If you'll observe here, the numbers are increasing with squares. Here you have 4. This is 4 square. This is 4 cube. This is 4 raised to 4. That means every time you are multiplying a 4. 4 4s are 16. 16 multiplied by 1 more 4. 64. 64 multiplied by again 4, 256. So you can guess the next number. The last example is 100, 70, 40, 10 minus 20. Here just try to make a guess what we are doing. If you'll observe over here, the numbers are decreasing. That means we are not adding a number, we are minusing a number, we are subtracting a number. So we subtract 30, we get 70. 70 minus 30 gives you 40. 40 minus 30 gives you 10. 10 minus 30 gives you minus 20, and so on. So in all these examples, you have examples where you are adding a number to get the next number, and then we have 3 examples over here where we are multiplying a number to get the next number. Multiplying. Again, I am repeating, children. Example number 1, example number 4, example number 6, and example number 7. You are adding or subtracting a common number to get the next number. Whereas example number 2, example number 3, and example number 4, you are multiplying a number to get the next number. So when you add a number to get the next number of the sequence, we call it as AP, arithmetic progression. And when you multiply a number to get the next number of the sequence, we call it GP, that is geometric progression. Again, I am repeating, children. When you add or subtract a number to get the next number of the sequence, we call it arithmetic progression. And when you multiply a number to get the next number of the sequence, we call it geometric progression. So here, arithmetic progression, we have example number 1, example number 4, example number 6, and example number 7. These all are arithmetic progression examples. Whereas for geometric progression, we have example number 2, example number 3, and example number 5. 2, 3, and 5 example. Now, after understanding arithmetic progression and geometric progression, what we are going to do is we are going to continue now with arithmetic progression. We are not going to learn geometric progression in this lesson. So let's concentrate only on arithmetic progression. Now, arithmetic progression, one example if you will take from the set of examples, that is 4, 8, 12, 16. We are adding 4 every time to get the next number. Every time we add 4. So this number which you are adding every time, it's called common difference. We call it common difference. It's called common difference. And the first number or the first term of the AP is called A. We call it as A. Now, before going to A, the common denomination of terms. This is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, and so on. We call them, or we write them as like this. T1 is the first term, T2 is the second term, T3 is the third term, T4 is the fourth term, T5 is the fifth term, and so on. We call the terms as T1, T2, T3, T4. This is the common symbol or notation given for terms in the lesson arithmetic progression. So if you observe this arithmetic progression, can you write down what is T1? T1 will be 4. What will be T2? 8. The second term. What will be T3? 12. What will be T4? The fourth one will be 16. And similarly you can guess the 5th, 6th, 7th and other terms. Okay. Now before starting with the next concept of arithmetic progression, you need to understand the term A and D properly. D is common difference, that is the number that you are adding every time, and A is the first term of the arithmetic progression. Whatever be the arithmetic progression, let it be the first example, let it be the fourth example, or the sixth one, or the seventh one, the first term which stands in the AP is called as A. It's called A, small a. Okay. Now in the fourth example, A will be 1, common difference will be 3. We are adding 3 every time. In the sixth example, A will be 3, that is the first term will be 3, and the common difference will be 0. We are adding 0 every time. In the seventh example, A will be 100, that means the first term, and the common difference will be minus 30. Minded children, it is minus 30. D can be a positive number like here, and in the first example, D can be a 0 also like in this example, or D can be a negative number also like in example number 7. So from this page or from this concept, you do not write anything from this page in your notebook. You need to only understand what is AP, what is A and what is D. That's it. So we are ready to move ahead with the next slide or the next page. In the next page, we'll be starting with the exercise, that is exercise 3.1. Children, you will be doing only exercise sums in your notebook. Exercise 3.1, the first exercise of this lesson. The question says, identify an AP and find D. Some sequences are given. You need to find out which of this sequence is an AP, and then you need to find out the common difference. Let's see the first sum. The first sum is 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you observe here, the first term is 2, the second term is 4, the third term is 6, the fourth term is 8. So if you have to identify whether it's an AP, you need to check out whether the difference is same or no. So let's do the second term minus the first term. Second term minus first term, that is 4 minus 2, the answer is 2. Now remember children, this is an easy sequence. You can do it orally here itself. See, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. So this sum can be done orally itself, but for every sum it's not possible. You need to do little working. So I am showing you the pattern in how you can do the working. You do T2 minus T1, then you do T3 minus T2. That is the third term minus the second term, 6 minus 4. Again the answer is 2. Now you do T4 minus T3. That is 8 minus 6, that is again 2. So if you observe, every time you are getting the same difference. So since the difference is same, we can say it's an AP. So you can conclude the answer Since the difference is same, therefore the given sequence is an AP and the common difference will be 2. This will be the common difference. Now let's see question number 2. Now question number 2, you can't do it orally. It is clearly seen here fractions are involved. It can't be done orally. So we need to do little working over here. So let's see what is the first term. The first term is 2. The second term is 5 upon 2. The third term is 3. The fourth term is 7 upon 3. Now let's start with the working. T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3. Let's start with T2 minus T1. 5 upon 2 minus 2. Now since we have fractions, you can only add or subtract them when the denominator is same. So let's cross multiply over here. 5 minus 4 upon 2. The answer is 1 upon 2. This is T2 minus T1. Now let's do T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2. T3 is 3 minus T2 is 5 upon 2. Again the denominators are different, so we cross multiply. This will be 3 2s are 6 minus 1 5s are 5 upon 1 2s are 2. That is 1 upon 2. Again we get 1 upon 2. Now let's do T4 minus T3. T4 is 7 upon 3 minus T3 is 3. That is 7 minus, when you cross multiply, you need to cross multiply 7 upon 3 minus 3. Let's cross multiply. 7 minus 3 3s is 9. 3 1s is 3. 7 minus 9 is minus 2 upon 3. This is the answer. Now observe these three numbers and tell me, is the difference same? Are we getting the same difference? No, we are not getting the same difference. Here the difference is changing. We got half, then minus 2 upon 3. So since the difference is changing, we can say that this sequence is not an AP. And since it is not an AP, there is no question of finding D over here. So question number 2, it is not an AP. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3, the first term is minus 10. The second term is minus 6. Third term is minus 2. Fourth term is 2 and so on. So we start with the procedure of identifying an AP, that is T2 minus T1, that is minus 6 minus of minus 10. Remember children, this minus is separate and the T1 minus will be remaining in the bracket. So this will be minus 6 plus 10, that will be 4. So we get 4 over here. Now let's do T3 minus T2. T3, the third term is minus 2 minus of, what is T2? Minus 6. Write it in bracket, minus 6. So this will be minus 2, minus of minus, plus 6. This will be plus 4. The greater number is 6, so the sign will be plus. So you get the answer 4. Now let's do T4 minus T3. T4 minus T3, that is 2 minus of minus 2, that is 2 plus 2, that is 4. So if you observe, every time you are getting the difference same. So if you get the difference same, you can say that it is an AP. The given sequence is an AP. And if the given sequence is an AP, then what will be D? D will be 4. The common difference is 4. Similarly, we proceed to example number 4. Example number 4 is 0.3, 0.33, 0.333 and so on. So let's try solving this. T2 minus T1, that is 0.33 minus 0.3. A quick revision of how you do decimal subtraction, children. Decimal should be one below the other. This is how the numbers are placed. So the subtraction will be 0.3 minus 3 is 0 and 3 will come down as it is. So the answer over here is 0.03. Now let's do T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2 will be 0.333 minus 0.33. Let's do working. 0.333 minus 0.33. So this will be 0.3 minus 3 0, 3 minus 3 0 and 3 comes down here. So we get the common difference, the difference as 0.003. So if you observe here itself, you come to know the difference is not same. So it is not an AP. Now the next sum is 3 plus root 2, 3 plus 2 root 2, 3 plus 3 root 2 and so on. So let's start over here. T2 minus T1, that is 3 plus root 2 minus 3. Plus root 2 minus 3. So this will be 3 minus 3 cancel. Answer will be root 2. I hope now the screen is visible, children. Sorry for the less light. Now let's do T3 minus T2, that is 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 3 plus root 2. Now remember, children, this is a binomial, so you will write it in the bracket. Minus sign changes the binomial signs. So this will be 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 3 minus root 2. So this will be 3 minus 3 cancel, and 2 root 2 minus 1 root 2 will give you the answer root 2. Now let's do T4 minus T3, that is 3 plus 3 root 2 minus, again a binomial, so write in the bracket 3 plus 2 root 2. So this will be 3 plus 3 root 2 minus 3 minus 2 root 2. 3 and 3 cancel. 3 root 2 minus 2 root 2 will give you the answer root 2. That is 1 root 2. 3 में से 2 root 2 gone, then you get 1 root 2 as the answer. This we have already done in 9th standard, how to tackle with the root sums. So 3 root 2 minus 2 root 2 answer is 1 root 2. So here you have 1 root 2, here you have 1 root 2 as the answer. It is clearly seen that the difference is coming out same every time. So since the difference is same, we can write over here that the given sequence is an AP, and the common difference will be root 2. Now from this sum, question number 5, 6 and 8, try on your own. On the similar lines you try question number 5, 6 and 8. We'll go for the next sum, question number 2. Question number 2 is first term and common difference is given. You have to write the AP. This is a very simple sum. The first term is given, that means your sequence will start with 10. That is quite understood. Common difference is given 5. That means every time you need to add on 5. So let's try to do this sum orally itself. This sum can be a 1 mark sum. You can do it in one line itself. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 plus 5, 20. 20 plus 5, 25. 25 plus 5, 30, and so on. This is the sequence. This is the AP which is asked. Now let's do the second sum. A is minus 3 and D is 0. That means the first term will be minus 3. Write down the first term minus 3. And D is 0. That means every time you have to add 0. That means no changes will happen. the number will be as it is, -3, -3, and so on. This is the AP. This is a short 1 mark sum. You can do it in one line. No need of showing any explanation for this. Then the next sum is A is -19. That means the first term will be -19. And every time you need to add -4. Now if you're comfortable doing it directly, fine. Otherwise you can use working column. Children, the next term will be -19 -4. The answer is -23. So the next term is -23. Now again add -4 over here. This will be -27. One more 4 over here. This will be -31, and so on. This is the AP. So from this sum, question number 3, 4, 5 much easier than these. You can try question number 3, 4, 5 on your own. Let's go to question number 3 of this exercise. Question number 3 of this exercise says that an AP is given. You have to find A and D over here. This is an AP. You have to write down what is A and D. A will be easily visible for you. The first term itself is A. So you write here immediately A is equal to 5. Now let's write down what is D. D means you need to subtract the next term with the previous term. So this you can do it in the working column. If you want, you can add some steps over here. T2 minus T1, that is 1 minus 5, that is -4. This will be D. Now there is no need of doing T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3. It's going to come -4 only, because they have already given us it's an AP. And if it's an AP, that means the difference should be same. So no need of doing T3 minus T2, then T4 minus T3. When you're told to check whether it is an AP, that time you need to check for all the terms. T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3, and so on. But this one is already an AP. You do only one subtraction, you get the answer. That answer is D. So the final answer will be A is 5 and D is -4. Now let's do the next sum. The next sum again, A is quite visible over here. A will be 0.6. And let's find D now. D will be T2 minus T1. That is 0.9 minus 0.6. That is 0.3. So this will be D. So write the final answer. A is 0.6 and D is 0.3. So from this sum, question number 3 and 4 you can try on your own on the similar basis. Let's go to the next concept of this lesson. Once you understood what is an AP, once you understood what is A, once you understood what is D, the next concept here will be to find the nth term of an AP. Nth term of an AP means, for example, they might ask you the question to find the 5th term of an AP, or to find the 10th term of an AP, or to find the 11th term of an AP. So you have a formula in this lesson which will help you to find out any term, any number term in this AP. So if you remember, we have given T1, T2, T3, T4 as the names for the term. And T1 we gave a special name A. So the first term is A. The second term T2 you get by adding D every time. Every step you keep on adding D. So T2 will be A plus D. T3 will be this T2, that is A plus D, plus one more time D. T4 will be this A plus D, that is this T3, again added with one more D. So in every step, when you go to the next term, you keep on adding one D at a time. So this is how this arrangement is written. If you observe clearly, T1 is the first term, T2 will be first term plus D, T3 will be the second term plus D, T4 will be the third term, that is this full thing, one more time plus D, T5 will be this fourth term, that is this full thing, added with one more D. T6 will be the fifth term, that is A plus D plus D plus D plus D added with one more D, and so on. So on you can keep writing. Okay, so if you'll observe, this T1 is A, T2 is A plus D, T3 is A plus D, which becomes A plus 2D. D is 2 times, so it becomes 2D. Here it is A plus D plus D plus D. That means it will be A plus 3D. T5 is A plus D plus D plus D plus D 4 times. So this will be A plus 4D. T6 is, how many D's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have A plus 5D. So if you observe, T3 is A plus 2D, T4 is A plus 3D, T5 is A plus 4D, T6 is A plus 5D. If you'll observe, the pattern is same, but only this number keeps changing. And this number is also not hard to remember. If you'll observe, if it is 6 over here, here you have 5. If it is 5th term, you have 4. If it is 4th term, you have 3. So similarly, just try making a guess for T9. T9 will be A plus one number less than 9, 8D. This will be T9. A plus 8D. So you can keep on guessing now what will be T15. T15 will be A plus 14D, correct. Can you make a guess for T99, the 99th term? Can you make a guess? T99 will be A plus 98D. Very good. A plus 98D. Now can you make a guess for T25th term? It will be A plus 24D. Very good. A plus 24D. So this is how we get the formula for Tn. Tn means the nth term. If it is 25, you have 1 less over here, 24. If it is 99, you have 98 over here. So if it is n, you will have n minus 1 over here. N minus 1 means 1 less. So Tn will be A plus n minus 1D. This is the formula which you need to learn for your next exercise. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1D. Remember children, a sequence, you can imagine a sequence as children's in your class. You have roll numbers allotted for you. So when the class teacher tells you to stand roll number wise, so the child who's having roll number 10 will be standing on the 10th position if no child is absent in between. So if you make the children stand in line, you have roll number 1 first, roll number 2 first, roll number 3, then 4 and 5 and so on. So a sequence is a kind of an arrangement in which the numbers are standing one behind the other. So if you want to know who's standing on the 9th position, that is T9 will be the number standing on the 9th position. If you want to know who's standing on the 10th position, then T10 will be the number standing on the 10th position. T10th term. So this numbers which are written over here are actually the position numbers of the terms in the progression, in the arithmetic progression. So if I am talking about T21, that means I am talking about the number which is standing on the 21st position in the arithmetic progression. If I am talking about T100, that means I am talking about the 100th number, the number which is standing on the 100th position in the arithmetic progression. So you just need to understand what is an AP. The second thing which you need to understand is what is A, what is D, and the third thing which you need to understand is Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1D formula. Tn is the nth term, n is the position number, A is the first term, and D is the common difference. Again I repeat, Tn is the nth term, n is the position number, A is the first term, and D is the common difference. So memorize this formula. Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Now this formula will be utilized or used in the next exercise, which is exercise number 3.2. Exercise number 3.2 is having the first sum activity based, where you're having 4 questions with some blanks in it and you need to fill those blanks. So let's solve question number 3. Question number 3 is minus 3, minus 8, minus 13, minus 18. First blank is T3 equal to dash. That means the third term. 1, 2, 3. This is the third term. So T3 is minus 13. T2 equal to dash. The second term. Minus 8. T4 equal to dash. The fourth term. Minus 18. T1 equal to dash. The first term. Minus 3. Now the next blank is T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1. If you want, do it in the working column. T2 is minus 8 minus T1 is minus 3. That is minus 8 plus 3. That is minus 5. So the answer is minus 5 over here. Now T3 minus T2. T3 is minus 13 minus. T2 is minus 8. So this will be minus 13 plus 8. The answer will be minus 5. So you write minus 5 over here. The next blank is A is equal to. A is obviously the first term. The first term in this sequence is minus 3. D is equal to, if you'll observe, the common difference is minus 5, and hence the sum is done. You need to just fill in the blanks. So try question number 1, 2, 3 we did, and question number 4 for homework. Let's see question number 2. Check if AP, if so find T20. You need to first check whether this is an AP, and if it is an AP, then you need to find T20. So we know very well how to check. For checking, you need to first do T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3. Now here so many terms are there, no need of going till the end. Do it only thrice. T2 minus T1 you check. T3 minus T2 you check. And T4 minus T3 you check. Only 3 times is enough to say whether it's an AP or no. So T2 minus T1 will be minus 5 minus of minus 12, that is minus 5 plus 12, that is the bigger number is positive, so the answer will be positive. 12 minus 5, answer will be 7. Now T3 minus T2, that is 2 minus of minus 5, that is 2 minus minus plus 5, that is 7. Again we are getting a 7. Let's check for T4 minus T3. T4 means the fourth term. 9 minus T3 is 2. The answer is 7. So if you observe, every time we get the difference same. So this proves that it is an AP. So write over here, therefore it is an AP. And once you claim it's an AP, the next thing is you jot down what is A and write what is D. What is the first term over here? The first term over here is minus 12, and the common difference over here is 7. Now you have to find T20. So we will use the formula of Tn. Tn formula is A plus n minus 1 into D. So if you want T20, the formula will become A plus 19D. I've told you, if it's 20, you have to write one less number over here, 19D. A plus 19D. So T20 will become A plus 19D. This will be minus 12 plus 19 into D is 7. This is minus 12, 19 sevens are. 7 ones are 7. 7 plus 6 will be 13. Okay. So we have the number 133. 133 minus 12, answer will be plus 21, because the bigger number is plus. Sorry, it will be 121. This 1 will remain. So it will be 121. T20 will be 121. Okay. Now the next sum. The next sum says you are given an AP 12, 16, 20, 24. And you need to find the 24th term. Now it's already given an AP, so you need not check for D. You can directly write the first term, that is A is 12, and if possible you can guess T over here, or if not possible just do 1 T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1 will be 16 minus 12. 16 minus 12 is 4. That means what will be D? D will be 4. So A is 12, D is 4. So let's start with the formula. Formula of Tn. You need to write down the formula of Tn. Tn is A plus n minus 1 into D. So how much will be T24 then? T24 will be A plus 23D. T24 will be A plus 23D. So this will become, substitute the values of A. A is 12, 23 into D is 4. So this will be 12 plus 23 4s are 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, plus 1 9. 12 plus 92 will become 104. So what will be the 24th term? 104. That's it. So once you know the formula of Tn, that is A plus n minus 1D, you can find out any term of the sequence, any term of the arithmetic progression. Let it be 24th term, let it be 100th term, let it be 98th term. Okay. So let's go for the next question. Here you have question number 4 and 5 as self activity. You need to try question number 4 and 5 on your own. Let's see the next question. The next question says find how many 3-digit numbers are divisible by 5. Now when you write a table, children, if you are told to write the table of 5, you know the numbers, the multiples of 5 differ by 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15. If you will see, it is plus 5 every time. The same logic goes for the other tables also. If you write table of 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12. That means you are doing plus 3 every time. So this is also a kind of arithmetic progression. So if you want to write down the arithmetic progression of 5, that is numbers divisible by 5. So you need to add 5 every time to get the next number. Now here they are asking you 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 5. Now let's start with the first 3-digit number. What is the first 3-digit number? Is it 97? Is it 3-digit? No. Is it 99? Is it a 3-digit number? No. Is it 100? Is this a 3-digit number? First 3-digit number? Yes. This is a first 3-digit number. And does 100 go in the table of 5? If you are good in your divisibility test, you know the numbers which have 0 and 5 in the end are all divisible by 5. So 100 goes in the table of 5. 100 is divisible in the table of 5. So the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 5 will be 100. Now the next number will be 105. You know now how to keep writing the table of 5 now. Keep on adding 5 now. 110, 115, 120, and so on. Now we are not going to keep on doing this till we find the last number. This is not possible. So let's go to the last 3-digit number. The last 3-digit number will be 999. Does 999 go in the table of 5? No, because in the end it is not 05. Does 997 go in the table of 5? No again. Then let's try number 995. Does 995 go in the table of 5? Yes, because in the last we have 5. So the last 3-digit number which will be divisible by 5 is 995. So this is the arithmetic progression: 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, and the last number is 995. So the first term is called A. Obviously this you must be knowing till now. The common difference over here will be 5, because every time you are adding 5 to get the next number. Now the question says that how many numbers are such? That means you need to count these numbers. We don't know the intermediate numbers, but if you know the position number of 995, if you remember, when we write the terms, T1 is the first term, T2 is the second term, T5 is the fifth term, T10 is the 10th term. So if I know that this term is having what position number, I can very well say that these are how many numbers present over here. So let's call 995 as Tn. That means the nth term, whose n we don't know. We have to find this n. So here in the answer you will write given A is 100, D is 5, nth term is 995, that is the last term whose position number we don't know, and n is the position number which we have to find out. So n is a question mark over here. So let's start with the formula of Tn. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the formula. So we know the value of Tn, 995. Substitute over here 995 equal to, we know the value of A, 100, plus, do we know the value of n? No. So n minus 1 will remain as it is. Since we don't know what is n, we can't do n minus 1. So n minus 1 will remain as it is. Then D is 5. So this will be 995. 100 will move on the other side. It will become minus 100 is equal to n minus 1 into 5. This will be 895 is equal to n minus 1 into 5. Now this 5, we need to shift it on the other side. 5 is multiplied over here. So 5 will get divided over here. 895 divided by 5 is equal to n minus 1. So 895 divided by 5, answer will be 5 ones are, let's do 895 divided by 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 ones are 5, 3 carry, 5 sevens are 35, 4 carry, 5 nines are 45. 179 is the answer. So n will be 179. This plus 1 will, minus 1 will go on the other side, will become plus 1. N will be 180. So we know the position number of 995. That means 995 is standing on the 180th position. This is 180th position. So total how many numbers are present over here? Here total 180 numbers are present. So we have total 180 numbers that are 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 5. So write down the final answer. Therefore 180 3-digit numbers are divisible by 5. So this is the answer. Let's see the next sum. Now in the next sum we are given the 11th term, we are given the 21st term. If you'll see, T11 is 16, T21 is 29. You have to find the T41 term. So let's write down what is T11 according to the formula. We know a formula, Tn formula we know, right? Tn is A plus N minus 1D. So according to this formula, T11 will be A plus 10D. Till now you should know now, children, how to guess T. T11 is A plus 10D. T12 will be A plus 11D. You should be able to guess this now. T11 will be A plus 10D. T11 is given to be 16. Now the next thing which is given is T21. According to the formula, it is A plus 20D, which is given to be 29. So we have equation number 1 here, equation number 2 here. So for now you need to ignore this side and just observe. This is first equation in variable A and D. This is second equation in variable A and D. The first lesson which we did, that is linear equation in two variables. When you have two variables and two equations, you can solve them. So here we have two equations and two variables. Now we have to solve them. So let's write down these equations and let's solve them. Let's write down equation number 2 first. A plus 20D equal to 29. A plus 10D equal to 16. If you'll observe, A and A are same. So if we subtract, if we change the sign, A minus A will get cancelled. 20D minus 10D will be 10D, and 29 minus 16. 29 minus 16 answer will be, is it correct? 9 minus 6 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1. So 29 minus 16 you get 13. So the answer of D is 13 upon 10. That means D will be 1.3. You keep it 13 upon 10 or you make it 1.3. It's your choice. Okay. Now we need to find out what is A. So let's use the first equation. A plus 10D equal to 16. A plus 10. What was the value of D? Value of D is 13 upon 10 equal to 16. So you have A plus 10 and 10 cancel, 13 equal to 16. That means A will be 16 minus 13. That means A will be 3. So you get the answer of A as 3 and you get the answer of D as 13 upon 10, otherwise 1 upon 3. You can take any value for your convenience. So let's start with the formula for T41. T41 will be A plus 40D. That is 3 plus 40 into D is 13 upon 10. This will be 3 plus 0 and 0 cancel. Since it is multiplication, you can cancel them. If it was a plus over here, you cannot cancel them. So you have 4 13s, 52. So this will be 55. So the answer of T41 is 55. Children, kindly go through the steps. If there are any calculation mistakes, please rectify those mistakes. Okay. Now we start with the next sum, that is the 8th sum of this exercise, which says an AP is given. 11852 is an AP, and you have to find out that in this AP minus 151 is present but it is at which position? You have to find out the term number of this minus 151. So you have the AP 11, 8, 5, 2, so on, and minus 151 is somewhere present over here. You have to just find its position number, and you know very well what is the position number. N tells you the position number. Tn is the term and n is the position number. So here the term is minus 151. You need to find its position number. So if you observe the sequence, the first term is 11. So we write A is equal to 11. The tnth term is minus 151, whose n position number we have to find out. And D, let's find out D. D will be 8 minus 11. Don't do 11 minus 8, children. It is always second term minus first term. So 8 minus 11 you have to do. So 8 minus 11 will be how much? 3. We have 8 minus 11 as minus 3. The numbers are decreasing, that means we are minusing. So D is minus 3. A is 11, D is minus 3, Tn is minus 159 and N is question mark. So let's use the formula again. Tn formula is A plus N minus 1 into D. A is 11, N we don't know, so N minus 1 remain as it is. Tn is minus 151 and D will be minus 3. Minus 151, this 11 goes on the other side, becomes minus 11, N minus 1 into minus 3. So this will be minus 162 equal to N minus 1 into minus 3. Now this minus 3 also will shift on the other side, and remember children, it is into, it is multiplied. So when it goes on the other side, it will be divided. So it will be minus 162 divided by minus 3 will be N minus 1. So minus and minus sign will get cancelled, and 162 divided by 3, answer is 54. 3 5s are 15, 1 carry, 3 4s are 12. So N minus 1 answer is 54. That means N will be 54, and this minus 1, when it goes on the other side, it will become plus 1. So the answer of N will be 55. That means the number minus 151 is standing on which position? It is standing on the 55th position. The number minus 151 is standing on the 55th position. So you can write the final answer as minus 151 is the 55th term of the given AP. You can write the final answer minus 151 is the 55th term of given AP. Okay. Now the next sum, ninth sum. Now as we did numbers divisible by 5, now we have to do numbers divisible by 4. So if it is divisible by 4, that means the numbers will increase by 4 every time. So let's start with the natural number 10. You have to find all the numbers between 10 and 250 which are divisible by 4. Let's start with the first number 10. Does 10 go in the table of 4? No. After 10 is 11. Does 11 go in the table of 4? No. What about 12? Does 12 go in the table of 4? Yes. 4 3s are 12. That means 12 is divisible by 4. What will be the next number which is divisible by 4? It will be 16. Every time you need to add 4. This is how we write the table of 4. Next number will be, the next number will be, again add 4 over here. It will be 20, 24 and so on. The upper limit is 250. You have to go till 250. Now tell me, is 250 going to come in this sequence? Does 250 go in the table of 4? Let's check out. 250 divide by 4. 4 6 are 24. 1 0. No, 250 doesn't go in the table of 4. So let's check the lesser number, because we cannot go ahead of 250. We have to check only till 250. Let's check 248. Does 248 go in the table of 4? 4 6 are 24. 8 down, 4 2s are 8. Yes, 248 goes in the table of 4. That means the last number will be 248. Remember children, you are told only to check between number 10 and 250. So you cannot go ahead of 250. You have to go check only till 250. So the closest number to 250 which is divisible by 4 is 248. So this is the AP. If you'll observe, this is the AP. The first term is 12. The common difference is 4. The last term is 248. And we don't know what is the position number of the last term. The position number of the last term will tell you that how many numbers are there in this arrangement. You need to only find the position number. If it is 100th place, or if it is 98th place, which place it is standing, that you have to find out. So we have to find out n. Let's start with the formula of Tn. Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. 248 is equal to 12 plus n minus 1 will be as it is, and d is 4. So 248 minus 12 is equal to n minus 1 into 4. 248 minus 12, answer will be 236. 236 will be n minus 1 into 4. 236, 4 is multiplied, 4 will get divided, is equal to n minus 1. So 236 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4. 4 5s are 20. 3 carry. 4 9s are 36. So n minus 1 is 59. N will be 59 plus 1. N will be 60. That means what is the position number of 248? 248 is standing on the 60th position. That means these are how many numbers in all? This is first, second, third, fourth, and so on, so on, so on. This is the 60th term. So we have total 60 numbers over here. Therefore, 60 numbers between 10 to 250 are divisible by 4. Sum finished. Now let's see the last sum for today. The last sum will be, in an AP, 17th term is 7 more than 10th term. Yes, a relation is given. Let's analyze the relation. 17th term, that means T17 is means equal to 7 more means 7 plus 10th term, that means T10. This is the equation. 17th term is 7 more than 10th term. So we have this equation and you have to find the value of D. So let's substitute according to the formula. T17 will be A plus 16D 7. T10 will be A plus 9D. A here, both will come on the same side. A comes here, it will become minus A. 16D, 9D comes over here, it will become minus 9D. And what remains on the other side? Only 7. A minus A, 0. 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9 will be 7D equal to 7. So D will be 7 upon 7. D will be 1. So the answer of common difference is 1. This is what we are told to find. D will be 1. Okay. Now let's quickly do a revision of today's lecture. Today we learned what is arithmetic progression. Remember children, we have learned geometric progression also, but it is not included in a syllabus. We'll concentrate only on arithmetic progression. In arithmetic progression, we learned how to identify the first term, which is done by seeing the sum itself. Then we learned how to find the common difference, D. After learning about A and D, the next thing we learned is the formula of Tn. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1D. All the sums that we practiced today, along with the homework sums, try to do it on your own in the notebook, children, once you understand the concept. Okay. Now in the next lecture, we'll be studying the further concept of this lesson. Till then, we'll take leave now. Practice the sums nicely. If any doubt is there, revert back to your class teacher. She will inform me in turn and I will answer your doubts in personal. Okay. Take care and God bless.